Yo, what is up guys? My name is Gage and today we're back with another video. Now, normally I don't do videos like this. By videos like this, I mean like kind of like a reaction video, but also a me talking about something video because I kind of don't feel like what I say matters because I'm just some guy on the internet. So this is a little difficult for me. It's a new type of video I'm trying out. And but I just got so excited about this game that I wanted to watch the trailer with you guys so you guys can see what I think about it. And also, we have a couple things to talk about regarding the story, which is, of course, an interesting part about Resident Evil, you know. But anyway, let's go ahead and watch it through, and then we'll rewind, take a couple screenshots maybe. I might get on paint and draw some red circles and arrows, uh, but we'll see what happens. So let's go ahead and get an initial watch through. That's how we're going to do this, and we'll go from there.
Oui? Qui est-ce? So, you're the American who called earlier. The sister of the man on the third floor. Ah, welcome to Paris. It's so nice to meet you. Brr, it's freezing. Come in. Come in. We don't want you to catch a cold. I hate to say it, but your brother is, well, quite odd. In we go. Oh là là. Mais quelle pagaille. He's made such a mess again. Think, I just cleaned it up a week ago. It's like a boulder rolled through here. Huh? Ah, the delightful biscuit. I'm sure he won't notice if we help ourselves. Oh, I'm so sorry. It must be the maintenance man from this morning. Won't be long. I'll bring some nice coffee to go with the biscuit.
I really like this trailer. This is a pretty good trailer. Now this isn't my first time seeing this, just so you guys know. Very hype. Very hype. Now, I will say, guys, after playing so much of it, I will say Veronica-X is probably like...
Don't move. Claire Redfield.
It's probably like my favorite Resident Evil game right now, so far. Alright, so there you are. Wait a minute, actually. Okay, yeah, just had to make sure that was finished. Anyway, guys, would you look at that? Veronica-X vid. Anyway, so as you guys can see, there were a lot of things we saw there, and like I did say, this wasn't my first time watching it. Now, my experience with watching this, this is actually a day after the Summer Games Fest. I actually woke up at like 5:15 instead of just like 5, so I missed it, and it was also like the first thing they showed that I saw. So it's also I was really imagining that they would wait to show this last because of like the hype. But they ended up showing FF7 last, which I will eventually. One day I'll cop that, cop the Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy, and play that at some point, as well as the original Final Fantasy games, of course. I'll be doing so many games, guys. It's a lot on the mind, I got and I play so much stuff at once. I'm so scatterbrained, but anyway, here's what we got here. Now hold on, guys. I ended up writing some stuff down because, like I said, it'd be a little bit difficult for me to talk about all this like linearly. So there's a couple points I want to get to. Now we do see Hunk at the end of the trailer. Now whether or not he's like a clone, that's completely up for debate. As we saw in the original Veronica-X, Umbrella Corps has like at least had cloning for like close to 30 years now. Because I do believe, if I'm incorrect, I forget which year RE2 takes place in, either 98 or 99, maybe 99. But I do know that Veronica-X does take place a month after original Resident Evil 2. I don't know exactly how much they're retconning. We're going to get into a little bit of that too. Retcons, how the story might be different. But, I feel like it's kind of, like opening like the clone can of worms. I do like good clone storylines, don't get me wrong. We all love Ben Reilly Spider-Man, but you know, the thing is that it just opens up like a whole can of worms. It's like because it's kind of like opening up time travel, because then they can just like do so much, or they could do so much with clones here, or in like any IP really. It doesn't even have to be Resident Evil. But as far as the clone thing goes, it's entirely possible that this could be a Hunk clone. This could just be another guy from Umbrella Corps, or it could be Hunk. Now, I did play Resident Evil 9. Of course, I did that off camera. That was before I really started getting into streaming, or at least, trying to upload some videos. But as far as that goes, coming off of RE9, like I was saying, it's not really. I'm not entirely convinced that that was Hunk in RE9, because it could have been a clone. Because we also saw Zeno, and we don't really have like a crazy glimpse into Zeno. I mean, he basically looks and kind of acts like. I mean, he's basically kind of like a Wesker clone, except he's just a little bit different, So. I would like to see if they elaborate on that more for like Resident Evil 10 or something like that, or maybe we get some insight here 30 years ago somehow. But yeah, so as far as that goes, we're not really going to know. I would like to see some more Hunk backstory in this game. It would be pretty crazy because, considering Hunk wasn't there, I mean, he had been, to the Ashford Island. But the thing is that, it wasn't like after capturing Claire Redfield, because originally Claire Redfield is not captured by Hunk or this Umbrella Corps member. She is captured by Rodrigo Juan Raval, who was, I believe, over the Paris, France, no, Paris, France Umbrella office. Because Claire was originally infiltrating that to find information on Chris. whereas it's kind of different here. She's going like right to Chris, and that's another thing I want to talk about as well. Is we do see in the trailer, we do hear the old lady say that Claire's brother is a bit odd. Um, and that made me think, I was like, well, I mean, Hunk's a little odd. Maybe Umbrella, like, set her up to go there and capture her on purpose. But then I was like, no, because if we go back and look at the room, go back and look at the room. We'll just frame pause that right there. Yeah, nobody's lifting weights like that. Okay, no, Hunk is like, I know he's like at least double the age of Leon. I'm pretty sure. So he's like in his 40s at this time. Okay, now he might be able to do it if he was Chad like that, but clearly Chris Chadfield is actually staying here. Because you can see the green shirts. The green shirts really sold me. Again, also the weights and the cameras and the documents. You can see that he has clearly been gathering evidence on Umbrella Corps. So this isn't just like an Umbrella setup trying to get Claire. Chris was actually here. I think Chris was actually here. It's pretty clear to see. I think. But you can also tell, again, like I said, by the green shirt, because it looks like just like the shade of green of Chris's shirt from Veronica-X. So I think they're trying to tell us clearly that Chris was here. And now what I think happened is they did like the classic trope thing of like, you have two characters that get stuff done, they go out and do things. Except they go out and do things at the same time, trying to help each other, and they miss paths and diverge from there. Now, as for what Umbrella's plan was originally, it is entirely possible that Hunk was here waiting on Chris and then got Claire Redfield. Like, Claire Redfield was like an unknown factor, or Umbrella maybe knew that Claire might go to see Chris and they just warned Hunk about her. So that's a couple of the things that could have happened here. I believe there's also a third option, but I wasn't quite sure how to put it into words. Let me just check here. But yeah, no. So as far as retcons go, they're definitely changing a lot of stuff up with this. I am curious to see how they do it. Of course, whether or not we'll see Wesker in this, I'm sure we will see Wesker in this. And if we do, it'll be kind of crazy because it would be the first time somebody saw a Wesker since RE5. Of course, I haven't played RE5 yet. I am going to. I'm going to get there. Of course, I've already watched as much as I can on all the Resident Evil games. You can only keep so much in the can, except for RE4. I don't really have much experience with RE4, and I will be playing that basically kind of blind over on my channel if you guys are interested in that whenever I get to it. But back to the video. Let's see here. Yeah, as far as Wesker being there, I think Wesker's going to be there. They even show, I believe you can see Alexia in their suit, because you can see the Ashford family crest on the back of it. They do show that somewhere in here. Somewhere in there. I can't find it on the Seeking, so you guys can find it. But I'm just a little bit lazy right now. But yeah, they do show the lion on the back of the suit there. Let's see, what else do we have? Now, is Steve gonna be there? Steve might be gone, guys. I'm not gonna lie, Steve might be gone. It looks like, I don't know, I mean, this whole thing seems pretty serious, or, I mean, Umbrella Corps is just, like, straight up, kidnapping Claire Redfield at this point, whether or not it was by accident, because, whether or not they got Claire Redfield, Chris probably would have went to the Ashford Island anyway, just to investigate and see what was going on. And I mean, if we're talking about like the scale of this game could be huge. This game could be massive. This could be a top entry in the Resident Evil series we're talking right now, because we are on a whole military research island, completely like, non-surveyed. Like, it's just they're just doing whatever they want. It's like a World War II experimentation story. They're just doing whatever they want. It's kind of crazy stuff. But anyway, yeah, no, the scale of this, it could be huge. Now we can see. I will pull up for this because I do love the design of the map for Veronica-X. I love the map design, and I'm trying to find it here. But we can see the front with that massive kind of gate. Oh no. And I'm getting the worst FPS. Worst FPS. Yeah, it should be here. Yeah, there it is. So you can see that off rip they've kind of changed it up a little bit. You can see the left wall. There's a huge hole there now. Missing. To the right, it also looks entirely different. It looks like there's like scaffolding and like a second story above and in front of the wall on the right side there of the map. So, they're definitely going to do map changes. That was going to happen, but I'm just curious to see what they do, because I do really like the original map. Now, some of it could definitely be changed. I will say, in my current Veronica-X playthrough, I think I'm like one video away from finishing the game. I hope I can get it done in one video, because I will say that during my Veronica-X playthrough, I've noticed that, it's just kind of like, I don't know, like nearing the end, it's just like too much Resident Evil. Like, it's just going on for so long. And I do feel like that is in part due to the Chris segment. Now, this was another thing that I was going to go over, is the Chris segment. Because I have seen rumors of them wanting to go a little bit less on the Chris stuff here and make this like just about Claire. Now, I would love to see Chris, but I can see where the game would benefit from removing Chris's part, because up to a point, Chris is just kind of like, it's the backtrack section. I mean, you go through the first island, you go to the Antarctic base, and you were already there with Claire. And then from there on, you discover, like, I forget what mansion it is. I don't know if it's also, like, it's the mansion where you see Veronica, I think, in her final form or whatever. It's kind of like modeled after like the Spencer Mansion, if you know what I'm talking about. Now we can also see here, but yeah, no. As far as Chris actually being in the game, he might not, guys. He might not be in the game. I can definitely see them removing him. Resident Evil is one of those things where it's like, you like it to a point, but you don't want to take too much an overdose on it, right? Like, Resident Evil is one of those things for me where it's just like, yeah, I can do like a couple hours of it, but like after a certain point, it's just like so long, right? At least that's how I'm feeling with Veronica-X at the ending there. Maybe if it was like more original mapping for Chris's section, I'd be more fine with it. But, it doesn't drag the game down. I mean, it's Chris Redfield. I would like to see Chris Redfield gameplay make a return in the Veronica remake. Because, like I said, it's Chris Redfield, I mean, as far as I can tell, from what I know, I mean, I would arguably say that Chris Redfield is like the main character of Resident Evil. We should see more Chris, and again, just Chris is cool. That's why he's Chris Chadfield. But anyway, I want to show you guys this They show a little bit of one of the mansions. Now I say one of the mansions because um, you guys know. I'm not sure which one it is, so let's go ahead and wait for that. Hopefully that comes up. Yeah, got the base. Got the base. Cool. Looks very cool. Yeah, this mansion right here, and looking at it, it kind of looks like, you know, I mean, it's you can kind of see, because they have the balconies. What this makes me think is this is like the Ashford Island mansion uh, remade. I hope that's not the case. I hope this is the one at the end of the game. But you can see kind of like the balconies. And if you played Veronica-X, in the original Ashford Mansion in at the first island, you would know that there's only like one staircase, and then the whole left part is just like floor one. You go up the stairs, you have the save room, you got all the other upstairs, including near these balcony areas. If when you unlock it, the casino part. Of this that you have to put a roll of piano music into, so I do hope that they didn't just kind of like do like another Spencer Mansion copy and paste, because that would kind of ruin it. And I kind of liked that like original like Ashford Mansion feel. I didn't want it. Like I liked the Spencer Mansion kind of like how they did it at the end of the original Veronica-X. I like how they did that. Um, but I don't want both the mansions to just look like Spencer mansions. But we'll see what they do here. We'll see which mansion this is. But yeah, as far as that goes, we'll just have to see. They might not even. We might not even be going to Antarctica. Honestly, just being truly honest, we might just actually stay on this island base. It's just who knows. Now, I did want to talk about the mechanics that I did think about. Now, if you see in this trailer, now guys, I don't know if I'm going crazy or what. You guys tell me, but I feel like the way they showed this, and you guys might already know what I'm talking about just from me getting over here. Just from the way they showed this, it kind of looks like a mechanic. Now, as for how they'll implement this and why they could implement this, um, again, like I said, I think that it looks like a new mechanic they're trying to introduce, which is great. Like just a great thing to add to the engine, the RE engine, and just build their repertoire up. Because let's be honest, the Resident Evil engine is like one of the best things to happen to Resident Evil. It has its downsides, king of reusable assets, first of all, which isn't, it's not a problem, but it is kind of funny. But anyway, um, props to Capcom for that engine, really great engine. Um, but, oh, yeah, lost my train of thought. How they'll implement this, now, or even why, I guess you could say, because if you were Claire and you were infiltrating, going deeper into the island, I imagine that after you start off, you'll be going deeper into the island because, you saw the front gate there and you go into that to go in. But you're being captured by, an Umbrella Corps member or hunk, so they might take you, like, already, like, deeper in, and you might have to look out, because there's no way that you would, like, walk up to a barracks door and be able to look in through a peephole. That would just be, it just wouldn't make sense. It would drive me crazy. Or maybe it might make sense, who knows. But what I could see this doing is if they, like, what I could see them doing is implementing, like, a pursuer enemy, because if you were looking out, that would be the only reason, you'd be looking out is to see a pursuer enemy. Because if you were going in, you wouldn't see, through the peephole, you wouldn't see zombies, what's on the other side of it, because you'd be going in again. Like, it wouldn't make sense, right? So if you were looking out, and so if you were able to look out again, then it wouldn't matter because all the zombies are already gone. Like you dealt with them, or you already know what's there. So I think this would only really make sense if they were kind of adding like a pursuer type enemy. Now, don't discount that entirely because we do see like I believe at least two, maybe even three tyrants. So we do see like three Mr. X's essentially in this game, or just tyrants really. But yeah, so we do see a lot of tyrants. I can definitely see them making them like a pursuer type enemy because tyrants were a decent part of the game. Again, it's the island, it's where they're doing all the most dangerous stuff. This game has the capacity to go crazy, especially if not only they also put hunters in this game, but also like the poison hunters with like the crazy, like just how they were designed with like the purple and stuff and their veins and whatnot. It was just pretty cool. Kind of annoying if you were getting attacked by them, but it would be pretty cool to see enemies like that. Speaking of which, I don't know if this is like hot take, but I would love to see the stretchy yellow ooze guys make a return for this game. I think it would just be so cool, but I think it would be too silly for a game like this. Let's see what else we got here. But yeah, as far as that goes, I can see them adding like looking through the door peephole. I can see them adding that as like a whole new mechanic. Now, as far as anything else, now how the beginning might start is, I'm not entirely sure if they'll just entirely remove Rodrigo. The guy who originally captures Claire Redfield. How I think they might implement him is if they do, he's probably going to be like over her cell just after being transported to the island by, whoever she's being transported by. But anyway, after that, now, last thing, I did go through this trailer and I looked at it like piece by piece, just to see if anything written down or any of the numbers or anything meant anything. We see on this car, I just wanted to get really into it, just to see if there is anything to bring up to you guys. Now, on that car, my laptop is trash, so you weren't able to see it, but I promise if you go back and look at it, you could see the license plate has 1126 on it, and that could either be like, I don't know, like a gameplay demo or a trailer for November of this year, or I don't know. Like, again, guys, this is like if we were getting into like the crazy realm, like trying to be like big brain 400 IQ. So this is just me going crazy analyzing this. And then I looked at, you see, we have several options here. That's just a street name. We can see the street number. We can see the building number on the place, 12. And then I also did take a look at this. I tried to see if there was anything discernible here. I couldn't find anything. All the names look normal. Everything looks perfectly fine. There's only two things I don't understand. If you look at my cursor, see I'm circling the top two right here on the right. I have no idea what that is. Make that actually the top three here. So these don't look like normal names. Maybe they are just normal names and I'm tweaking. But anybody who knows if those symbols mean anything or if I'm just going crazy, just let me know. But I do believe that is all I can say about the trailer for now until we actually get the game or literally any more info. Again, I just wanted to talk about this because Veronica-X is like my favorite Resident Evil game so far. It's just the scale of it just could be so big, it could be so huge. This could be a really great game. I can't wait for it, guys. If you guys want to see more gameplay on the channel, definitely come check me out. I'm looking at finishing up my Veronica-X gameplay as well as my Resident Evil 3 remake playthrough, and then hopefully we get onto some more Marvel games, hop off that, and get back on the Resident Evil train. But guys, that is going to be the video, so I'll go ahead and hit you guys up in the next one, but I really appreciate everybody who watched with me. To everybody who watches this, in the future, just thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. I just really felt like nerding out about this one. Hopefully some people, hopefully I didn't say too much stupid stuff. But you guys just let me know in the comments what you think, or just talk to me. Just come over to the stream, have a good time. If I'm streaming, and we'll play some games. But I hope you guys have a good one. This was Gage with Game Time out.